is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Welcome into the Braylon Edwards Show. It is your host, Braylon Edwards on Woodward Sports 2.0 with my co-host Anson Wells in the building. Sweet Potato Cam is over there. Kool-Aid's in the building.
What up, though?
Jared's in the building. Everybody is here, and we're super, super excited to be with you guys on this beautiful Thursday. Feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. How's everybody out there? How's the chat doing? How you guys feeling? Thank you for rocking with us on a daily. Anson, you know I'm excited to talk about a certain game that took place last night that was featuring a certain team in which you call their fan base.
Between you and a certain New Jersey Devil, I just didn't even look at my phone last night.
Is that Thomas?
Yeah, Tom's on my shit list.
Thomas Mazeway?
Maz is on my shit list today.
Oh, why is that?
Well, more than just the Peasants, but we're not going to get into that right now. It's been not a great morning for me. Dumped about $2,000 at the mechanic. Didn't get in until 12:30, and then you come bouncing. What the hell's up with you, man? Ear to ear, you are.
You saw that smile?
You're just annoying the hell out of me. You're radiating.
You see that energy? Ladies and gentlemen, you know why the energy is this way today? Is because you guys know I love golf.
I figured it had something to do with that outfit.
You see the outfit. I'm getting off the golf course. Shout out to my dad. We play in this one outing every year annual at Northfield Hills Country Club, which isn't a bad country club at all. Actually, it's a really good track. But this is what it is. This is what it is. The game was excellent today. I made a 30-foot putt for eagle. One 30-foot putt for eagle. I made a 20-foot putt for eagle.
Steph Curry?
So 2 eagles out of the team. One of those eagles, by the way, it was a natural eagle. Shout out to the kid, 1,000%. Wow. Made a birdie on one of those trick holes where, like, if you shoot the gun and the gun goes out there a certain distance, you get in a certain circle, you get an opportunity to shoot for it. Yep, made that putt too. And then finally the driver. My irons are always decent. I can hit the driver. The driver hit the fairway. Not once, not twice, not 3, but 4 freaking times in the 12 holes that I played. So I'm excited. You know what it is? I'll translate this for you to something else. When you put in a lot of work, when you're hammering it, when you're practicing, when you're going in on whatever it is, man, if it's singing, if it's music, if it's dancing, if it's football, if it's practice, if it's musician, trying to play an instrument, if it's doing this show, trying to be the best as an analyst, trying to be the best as a TD, trying to be the best in the audio booth, or trying to be the best like my boy Joey Namu in the building as an owner, as a CEO. Like, you put in work. When the work doesn't happen, when you don't see the work pay off, you're frustrated. You get frustrated. And sometimes, it holds you back from continuing. Sometimes it makes you want to quit. Sometimes you're like, man, F this sport, man. It's a dumbass sport. Man, F this, man. You know what? I'm tired. I'm working out. I'm busting my butt, man. I'm not seeing the results. Yeah, I'm going to go back to eating fat food and doing this other stuff. I legitimately am seeing the work pay off, man. It's not even about how I play in terms of the numbers. Like, I felt good. Like, I felt like when the shots were happening, I was like, oh, yeah, I know where this is going. You know what? Okay, this is a bank right here. The hub's down there. I'm going to hit it up here on this bank right here, hit up high on the right-hand side. I'm going to let it trickle down. It did that. So today I feel really good. All the work I've been putting in over the years starting to pay off for the kid, man.
Nothing more encouraging and inspiring than earned results, especially in that game. Because that's that game where it's literally just micro inches that mean things. And you think you're good at golf, and you start getting into those single-digit handicaps, and that's when you realize golfing 4 days a week is not enough. It's 6. If you want to get down below 5, you want to get to a real scratch golfer, it takes real work.
Well, the real thing, too, I think, is it's not about playing, because a lot of people play a lot. You go out there, you play a bunch of rounds, or you're playing a bunch of outings in which you're playing best ball, which is the worst for your game. It's not actually playing. It's practicing. Like, you can go and play once or twice a week, but get to that doggone range. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. We won't be talking about golf the whole show. Legitimately, we understand there was an injury that happened at the Detroit Lions OTAs, and we'll talk about that. Also, like we talked about, New York Knicks did beat the Spurs on the road for Game 1. We'll talk about that. The Tigers, 3 in a row. We'll tap in that a little bit because they still got a lot of work to do, but we'll give them a little bit of credit that they deserve for that. But before we get into that, the other reason I'm excited, you guys know, I'm a huge comic book / cartoon / 80s vibes, nostalgic vibes, and there's a movie that came out today that I'm on the fence about. But tomorrow I'm going to see what it's talking about, and that is He-Man, Masters of the Universe. I did not like the trailer when it came out, but, I'm an 80s baby, man, so I think I'm excited to go see this movie, man.
I was talking to my dad about it the other day. When I was about 5, I don't know how they found out about it, but He-Man was appearing at a toy store, and we drove an hour. And I have this Polaroid somewhere of me and this just huge meathead in a He-Man, chest brace or whatever the hell you call that thing. And I was so hyped about that, man. He-Man was like my original. We were a Star Wars family, but that was my older brother. He-Man was it for me, man. I had the original Castle Grayskull. I had the Snake Mountain with the vibraphone where you speak into it and change your voice, man.
Who is your favorite character? And if you guys don't know about He-Man, if you don't know, you better go ask somebody. Who is your favorite character in He-Man? Because a lot of people, they'll just say He-Man or Prince Adam.
Evil Lynn with those fine-ass yellow legs.
Evil Lynn
give me them yellow legs.
Hold on. I got to dap you up on that one. I got to get you some dap on that one.
Evil Lynn, fine as hell. Baroness from G.I. Joe. Like, give me the evil females from that stuff. I love it.
All the evil females were all thick.
I know, right?
Like they were all thick back in the day, man. Look, hey, hush. Don't you judge us. 1,000. Mine was Man at Arms, though. Like, Man at Arms was legit.
But do they realize who is who here?
So this is He-Man. Who's rocking the He-Man look right there? Because he's not
J-Mo with the locks, though, dude.
100%. Isaac Tesla doesn't look bad.
No,
as
Ram-Man. He should be He-Man, though. Let's be honest.
Agreed. That's what initially I thought. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Man at Arms. That's fitting.
That is.
Because
perfect.
Because Man at Arms is definitely the most valuable character on He-Man.
Am I the only one who sees a little bit of the B-Lad in the He-Man haircut?
I see.
Am I the only one?
We should redo this one tomorrow with us four in it.
You got it. Cut off this a little bit, and it'll be good.
All right, Bray, you're He-Man tomorrow, buddy. You're He-Man tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't mind that, man. He-Man was amazing, man. Just growing up in the 80s in that era, like the cartoon era, the action hero era. Here we go. Let's have some fun. Who are your top 10 cartoon or TV show action stars in the 80s?
Hey, John F. and Lord loved Man at Arms.
Man at Arms, as you should.
A-Diz took Sunman, the African He-Man. She-Ra rocked. Shouts out Tammy. She-Ra did rock,
She-Ra
dude.
did.
She-Ra. I love that.
She-Ra was colder than He-Man in a sense, and this is why I say this. If you watch the cartoon, Prince Adam was weak as shit.
Yes, he was. He was like,
he was nervous. He was scared. Like even like
if you turn Clark Kent into a cuck, like
Cringer,
Cuck Kent.
His cat's name was Cringer.
Bro, somebody just brought up Cringer.
100%. Battle Cat, but he was
Battle
Cringer.
Cat was the man.
But their other sides were so weak, man. Like, I wasn't rocking with Prince Adam.
When you were a kid, do you remember how hard
I like
it
Skeletor,
was?
to be honest.
Dude, do you remember?
I'll get you, He-Man.
Do you remember?
Yes.
You know who was the hardest one to find out of the action figures?
The fish.
Orko.
Orko.
He's really hard. And you know what the most expensive one in the package still to this day is?
What?
The lamest of them all, Ram Man.
Oh, Ram Man. That's because Ram Man had a defect in the back. It was like something with a defect with
the
trigger.
lever, yeah. And,
the trigger.
And nobody wanted it because you couldn't move it. It was just this thing that you pushed down on some springs and he shot up. But hey, guys, smash that like button. We need you to share it. That's our thing now. We want you to share it to your fantasy group chat. We want you to share it to your work, dude. People want to watch this stuff because you do. So share it.
Share it to Peasant Knicks.
Oh, yes. Get it to Peasant Nation because I'm going deep. He's going to defend him. You already know.
I'm not defending anything. I'm just simply asking
how
a team can be up in the finals over the team and the alien that everybody thinks is the heir apparent to the NBA, and it's still the Peasants.
Pistons were up 2-0, weren't they? Or what was it?
Were they up 2-0 on the Spurs? Were they up 2-0 in the finals? Oh, that's right. They lost in the second round of the playoffs.
Yes,
all right,
they
here
did.
you go. This is me in the 80s. Give me He-Man.
Still hurts.
Thundercats, G.I. Joe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because they started in the 80s, and then Transformers.
So you messed me up because I had like Airwolf and A-Team.
But I got that too.
I didn't know we were going just cartoons.
A-Team, Knight Rider, Airwolf.
Bro, how about
and
those theme songs?
They were the best. They were the absolute best. Just even the theme songs in the 80s. The theme songs in the 80s, man.
Airwolf?
Movies. Yeah, Airwolf was a cold show.
Real cold.
Airwolf was definitely a cold show. All right, we don't want to nerd out too much with you. Just had to give you a little bit. Just have to let you know this is what we think. I see.
I love G.I.
Shout
Joe.
out.
Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, the Rasakage Ninja Clan,
There it is.
Hard Master, Soft Master, Jinx. Let's go.
Speaking of let's go. All right, Kool-Aid.
Yes, sir.
Where would you in the chat like to start the conversation today? You
Chat wants Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm surprised you didn't bring them up.
I did.
Oh, you did? I
Yeah, I brought the Turtles up.
they're everybody doing it, and they got the
Yeah.
pizza emojis and everything.
For me,
The video games and
for
the
me,
cartoons.
Thundercats is one.
Thunder.
G.I. Joe
Thundercats.
is 2. He-Man is 3. Ninja Turtles is 4. And Silverhawks, even though they only had one season, Silverhawks be 5.
Yes. There's a lot of dubstep.
They both have
DJs
Mumra
that
on them.
sample
Shout
a
out
lot of
dubsteps.
Silverhawks.
1,000%.
What about
they
Voltron?
should.
Were you a Voltron guy?
I was Voltron, but like Voltron's one of those ones where I think the kids in the 80s that were in their teens benefited more. Like, because you really could vibe and understand it. Right? Transformers was a little easier and a little goofier for
and it
like
was better.
4, 5, 6, 7 years old. But Voltron was a little bit, it's anime at its full form.
Yeah.
So you gotta be like 12, 13.
Now,
to
did
rock
you
with that.
ever catch Dungeons and Dragons, the
Nah,
cartoon?
I tapped out right there.
Oh man, it was so
That was-
hard.
that's-
I
that's
could
the
never
jump-off
wake
point for
early
me.
enough, man. It was so rare. That show was sweet though.
Jump off point.
Hey, shout out
for
Mario too.
Mario, like brothers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. 100%.
DuckTales.
DuckTales is on this list too. Hey,
Animaniacs.
one of the coldest theme songs ever is DuckTales.
Oh yeah.
Like-
Woo.
Animaniac. That's,
Like,
a,
it
that's
really
a
was
drop,
singing.
Anson. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's rock and roll in the situation. Would you guys like to start with the Peasants, the New York Knicks who beat the San Antonio Spurs last night, or do you want to start with football and the injury training, OTAs?
First three that we see in the chat: basketball or football.
Basketball
Let's
or
see
football?
it.
What
Let's
you
see
wanna
the
do?
You got
chat.
a little bit of that dance. sound
I'll
as well.
read some of these other ones while we wait for those first
let's
three
start.
answers.
Go ahead,
Mask,
what's
X-Men,
Ooh,
The
Mask
Littles.
was good. Mask was
sweet.
cold.
It was like Transformers kind of with real people.
Yeah, Mask was cold. Oh, if you're gonna go Transformers with real people, what about the Centurions?
What about the GoBots?
We definitely over here nerding out. I don't know. I may like that NFL. I may like starting with football.
Let's go football, baby.
Let's start with
Oh yeah,
football.
Will.i.am says football. So here
Football. Will I am just for
we go.
you.
Oh, we got two basketballs now. Dante and KJ Obi.
You know
We're
what?
listening to you guys.
How about we do this? We'll get football and basketball in the first hour. We won't make it one of each. We'll make it one. We'll make both. Let's start with the
Yeah,
Detroit
we can tease it a
Lions.
little bit. I want to save the Dan Campbell sound
Yep.
for after our first break.
Okay, we'll save it after the first break. So we'll start here. If you didn't hear, Kendrick Law, 5th-round draft pick of the Detroit Lions, tears his ACL. Dan Campbell talks about tear his ACL. He will be out now for the season. I was actually extremely excited to see what the potential was for Kendrick Law. Like, this is, I think, one of those moves where Brad Holmes talked about this guy. He talked about seeing him in Alabama. He was going to scout somebody. He was going to scout other players. Saw Kendrick Law and was like, man, that guy is fast, man. That guy can take the top off, man. I like what he's able to do. Fast forward, Brad Holmes sees Kendrick Law again, University of Kentucky Wildcats, and says, that's the same kid that I saw in Alabama. I like his explosiveness. I like what he was able to do in the slot. And we saw him. Once you put the ball in his hand, he was a hell of a runner. Yeah. I thought he could do some good things in this offense. So sad that he got hurt. First thoughts on this. Mine are, although I'm hurt for him, and although I wanted to see what he could be, they also picked up Greg Dortch in the offseason, which I think is a hell of a move by Drew Petzing and somebody that he knows, has familiarity with. And when you saw him, he's electric too. He's electric in the speed, so I think he will be the player that Kendrick Law maybe was drafted to be.
Yeah, Kendrick Law was drafted to be the replacement to Greg Dortch for his short stay here in Detroit.
So that's a real stay.
Yeah, that's flat out. That's what it is. It's going to hurt him because he's not going to get the true on-field development this year. He'll learn in the film room and in the locker room and in the, going through all those practices, but he's not going to be able to get the real practice practice and practical growth that comes out of that. Now, the problem for me is that I've watched the Lions hit it out of the park with wide receivers since this new regime came to town. They see them. Yeah, they see them even in the 6th and 7th round. They've had guys that have come in and contributed on this team.
Antoine Green.
No doubt about it. I actually had my Dynasty League draft, just rookies, on Tuesday night, and he was sitting there, the pick before me. Shout out Ricky, who took my guy 3 straight rounds in a row. However, he did take this guy. So I'm wiping a little bit of relief because obviously it doesn't hurt me, but it hurts the Lions. And I do think that this is a blow. There's a system that these guys do that I don't really want to talk about until the draft next year. But if you look back at our one-year signings, they go hand in hand with who we draft. The positions year after year after year after year. So this is very much the guy that they had penciled in to relieve Dortch once he leaves town. Problem is, it's a 5th-round guy, and now you lose this year. This is probably a guy that never really ever contributes in the NFL because of that ACL.
Yeah, it's tough when you get drafted in the 5th round as a potential player in this league.
Yep.
And then
barely potential.
And then you tear your ACL, it's tough sledding. It's going to be all up here from now. I'm not saying it's over for him. His kid is young. If he has that determination and grit and that will, then potentially he can put himself in an opportunity next season, maybe next mid-season. But right now, it's tough for him. But this is what I'm saying, too. When you look at the Lions wide receiver core, and I don't say this because I'm a wide receiver, it's a really good one, man. It's a lot of potential and it's a lot of upside, Kool-Aid and Sweet Potato, for this year. We know what J-Mo is going to be. We know it. In fact, talking about J-Mo, did you see Christian Watson's deal? Did you see Christian Watson's now a $31 million a year wide receiver with no 1,000 yards to show for it? Meanwhile, J-Mo's sitting at 2 and he's making $28 million a year. That's one of those situations where you want to give some love to Brad Holmes. I think that was a contract that a lot of people were like, oh, Lord, they didn't pay J-Mo. J-Mo hasn't done this, that, and the third. You're starting to look. It's like, I like that. But when you look at what J-Mo is elite wide receiver at number 2. And he's only going to get better. We know what Amon-Ra St. Brown is. Tesla has got to be the guy this year for them.
He has to be. I mean, they paid for him to be. A couple people in the chat pretty excited about the prospects of Dominic Lovett. And really, this injury has just opened the door wide open for him to be able to make an impact on this team. But in terms of...
Had some people talking about Dominic Lovett the other day, talking about the wide receiver, third year out of Georgia, second year out of Georgia, excuse me, because I think he goes to a dealership in Plymouth where I know some people, and they spoke highly of him and just certain things. So I brought that up because I just heard that yesterday. But a lot of people love Dominic Lovett, not only the team, but the community as well.
The chat does, as well as I. J-Mo, though, when you look at a guy like Christian Watson, I mean, the guy shows up every once in a while if he's healthy.
Yeah,
I mean, what does he average, 9-10 games a year?
And 3 hamstring pulls.
You draft a guy like Michael Golden to be your number 1. Doesn't really show it, but they don't really allow any wide receivers in Green Bay to truly show it, to get that dominator index going. You look at Christian Watson, I hate that deal for Green Bay. Chad's talking about it. He absolutely robbed them.
I agree.
And it's a good thing for us. Now, J-Mo, though, at the end of the day, it's not a great thing for us because you're setting the market again. And you already did the comparison.
Yeah.
J-Mo's a better receiver in every facet of the game.
Yeah, but you don't have to pay him $31 million. And this is the thing, too, about this league, man. A lot of individuals are getting paid this cash based on sliding, not necessarily skill. Like, look at another wide receiver that got paid in the offseason. Actually, he's the number 1 receiver that got paid this offseason that wasn't JSN. It's Alec Pierce.
Crazy.
Alec Pierce got a $120 million deal.
That's crazy.
$120 million. But going back to this team, very excited for what this wide receiver core could be this year, man. We got some video footage of J-Mo. J-Mo is starting to look like a polished wide receiver. There's one thing to have 1,000 yards. I know a lot of people are like, he has 1,000 yards, he's arrived. You have 10 touchdowns, you've arrived. You've taken the top off, you led the league in yards per catch, you've arrived. Not necessarily when they're using it play action to get you open.
That guy can put up 1,000 yards and 30 catches.
1,000%. How you get better in my opinion, how you take that next step is be able to run all the routes. When you look at Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's running all the routes. He's running the intermediate routes. He's running the post routes. He's running the deep overs. He's running the slot routes. He's running some of the shorter routes. He's slant. He's curls. He's comebacks. He's out. Whatever route that you want him to run, he'll run, and that's typically what your ones are. J-Mo is just to take the top off. Hey, J-Mo, here's a play. Whoo! That boy come around
Speed
the edge.
defined.
Hey, you can't coach speed. Look at that. Like that catch right there. I don't know
Hands across the middle.
I don't know if Jamison Williams makes this second catch last season or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Watch this catch. Look at this. He's inside, ball behind him. Look at that. Stays on it. Like, you see what he did in that catch? He stayed on it. He didn't just throw the hands back there but still try to see where the sideline was. He went back, caught the ball, made sure he had the ball, and then turned around. He is developing into a polished wide receiver. I'm very interested to see how this thing is going to look, man. So much flowing through my mind, Kool-Aid, so much flowing through the head just thinking about what they could be. Is this the year? Work with me on this one, chat. Is this the year J-Mo has more yards than Amon-Ra St. Brown? Because this is a thing that we've been talking about for 3 years. Like, no disrespect to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is elite, who is one of the top 5 receivers in the league, top 4 wide receivers in the league. You see the production, you see the output year in and year out, 1,000%. But J-Mo's the guy they moved up 20 picks to get at number 12. J-Mo's the guy that was leading the national championship team until he tore his ACL against Georgia in 2022. J-Mo was a guy that they expected to be a certain thing. Is this the year that you can see J-Mo at 1,400 yards and Amon-Ra at 1,000?
To me, J-Mo, this is the year that he can get to an 80-catch season. And it's cool to get 1,000 yards. It's cool to get a lot of touchdowns on big plays. But all the things that you mentioned that you've seen him develop into, the hands that were a question a couple years ago, they just don't seem like a question anymore. The routes that he didn't have, he's got a route tree now. And his separation ability with that speed, if you get an understanding of timing, which we saw him develop in the second half of last season, and now you've got the experience just on that play you're talking about, understanding where to keep your hands on that play, whereas he might not have made that catch as a younger player. He is truly turning into a guy that, as a wide receiver 2 on this team, I think can get 80 catches. I think that this is a guy that probably on 2/3 of the NFL would be your receiver at this point. And we couldn't have said that for 2.5 years of this guy's young career.
You know what? Look, let's take a quick commercial break. Let's pay some bills. Let's get on track. I know you guys out there like the new transitions that we're doing. We're legitimately giving you 25 minutes, bang. We're getting a commercial break for
Short
commercials.
commercials.
Then we're coming right back and talking topics. Let's keep talking ball. I want to come back and talk about what potentially could this wide receiver core look like statistically. Got the stats on here and what they were last year. What does it look like this year for Jared Goff? Because we got some news out of camp that Dan Campbell is loving a certain position change, and I think that position change is going to help out Jared Goff.
And there's a couple questions in here, or a couple comments about one J-Mo that I would love to get your perspective on. One, where they're saying that no, Amon-Ra, he's the number 1 option. But I wanted to get your take on that because we know J-Mo, every play of his could be 15, 20 yards a pop.
1,000%. 1,000%. You know what? I like that. We'll get back into that when we come back. Anson?
Hey, just all-day IPA from our guy Anson.
Hey, listen, you guys see the sun outside, 85 degrees. Probably a perfect weekend for some all-day IPA. From Founders Brewing, and they have been doing it for 15 years. They've been leading the IPA category with all-day IPA. It's citrusy, crisp, and refreshing, but that 4.7% alcohol content, it's the perfect balance. It's going to take you through the day with a fine, fine taste. Listen, next time you're watching a game or enjoying a summer weekend, enjoy it with an all-day IPA from Founders. But please, guys, drink responsibly.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faves.
New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
It's game on at Art & Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art & Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Drive Energy Pouches give me the energy and clarity to find and beat the shit out of every opportunity that shows its face.
Live and direct, I'm back on set action.
prizes are for the people who actually want to win, not for the crybabies out there who are happy with a participation award. There's zero sugar, so give Thrive a try.
Summer nights, cold drinks, and Tigers baseball. 3 in a row will do that to you. Woodward Sports is headed to Art and Jake's in Sterling Heights for a Detroit Tigers watch party. Come hang out with the crew as we will be live Tuesday, June 30th at 7 p.m. Detroit takes on the New York Yankees, 1,000%. You won't miss a single pitch with over 80 wall-to-wall TVs, 22 beers on tap to keep you refreshed and keep the menu packed with absolute fan favorites. Come on, party with us, grab a Founders, and watch the Tigers take down the Yankees in Sterling Heights on June 30th at Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with fine dining food.
That's my hood.
That's your hood?
I'll be
Sterling Heights, 100%, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not bad. What is that? June 30th. What day of the week is that?
Good question. Today is what, the 4th? So
4th.
So
yeah,
what I believe it be about a Tuesday?
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. All right, welcome back into the show. Side note, my dad cracked some jokes on me. I was wearing these new golf shorts that I got. He was like, got a little bit of that thigh meat showing today.
You got some thigh meat? Hold on. What is this?
What
is this,
Are those some Neil rules?
What is this, Brian?
Nah, they're not Neil rules.
They're not Neil rules?
They might be, though.
Let's see.
They might be, though.
Stand up.
They right there on the screen. There you go.
There, okay. No, yeah, you got an extra inch there, I guess.
It's like
oh, no!
Depending on what you're talking about, it might be a couple more.
I set him up. You knocked him down, buddy.
You know what
I set him up.
I had to get it right in front of Double D. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, there he is.
Oh yeah. See, I learned that from Scotty Scheffler, baby. When you pick the tee up quick.
Look at that. He knows.
When you pick the tee up quick. When you pick the tee up quick. Shout out to the cameraman recording. Appreciate you, Mike Montijo. But that was the other part about it. Like my dad, like dad's not an overly congratulative guy.
I couldn't imagine.
Been my track coach, been my football coach, been my baseball coach, been my inspiration. Like my dad never says anything like over the top. You can hit a 70-foot putt, and he'd be like, "That was a nice putt. That was a good putt." Like today, I heard him on the phone as I was going off to the car. I heard him talking to my stepmom. By the way, shout out to Mom. It's her birthday. Carolyn Moore.
Happy
Carolyn
birthday.
Edwards. Shout out to you. He said, hey, Carolyn, you should have seen it. 32-foot putt, lined it up, knocked it down. I was like, who he talking about? He talking about me? Hey, talking about me.
That's our guy.
So
right.
shout out to Pops. Getting back into the conversation, talking about the wide receiver core.
You almost gave him the white guy voice when you started that.
Oh, that's what you got to turn it on.
You
and
heard
off.
that too?
It's the proper voice.
It's sophisticated.
You got to turn it off and on.
Sophisticated.
Sometimes you say, well, you know what? I was looking at the putt and I had to read it left to right. So what I choose to do is blah blah blah.
Man's the
Here
legend,
we go.
man.
Detroit Lions conversation. Kool-Aid, bring back that question that you did before we went to break.
Yes, sir. And it was about Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra, who's going to be that number one. And there was a couple comments in here. I know Crazy Clown. He said that all J-Mo does is make big plays and catch touchdowns, and he thinks that gives him an opportunity to actually have the stats, whether he's the number one option or not, like some of the chat believe. They believe there's no way because Amon-Ra is that number one, but with that comes attention. Wanted you to be able to break that down a little bit more for us as well.
Yeah, realistically, Amon-Ra St. Brown is the number one option. He's built that relationship up with Jared Goff for these past 5 seasons. So you know what it is. You know what you're getting out of him game in and game out, whether it's blocking, leadership, being able to play multiple positions, being able to step it up in the moments, and being able to be clutch. That's what he is. But that wasn't what he was drafted to do. J-Mo was drafted to be the number one wide receiver for the Detroit Lions. He was drafted to be the number one wide receiver in the NFL at some point, and we watched him do nothing but grow. When I say is he going to surpass him on stats, I think he can surpass him on stats this year based on what I'm seeing. He's running the routes. He's always been explosive. He's always been able to get down the field. It seems like each year Dan Campbell comes to the podium, and he's always raving about the growth that Jameson Williams has occurred from the previous year. He did it after his freshman year. He did it after his second year, He did it after his third year. And he even did it going into last year. Said he was the guy he was most impressed with going into camp. And now we're watching another iteration of him becoming better. Him becoming better can lead to 1,500 yards. And I think it's a situation where Amon-Ra St. Brown is a guy that loves to win. Like, Amon-Ra St. Brown is a guy that loves to win. I think you can see a situation where J-Mo has more yards, St. Brown still will have the touchdowns, but he has more yards, and maybe they have around the same amount of catches. There's only one ball, and there's a lot of weapons on this team. I think J-Mo can lead the yards. I think St. Brown still will have more touchdowns.
You know what, man? You sound like the chat right now, too. Cash County says if St. Brown sees nothing but double teams and defensive schemes, just check him out the game, then, yeah, I can see J-Mo getting those yards. And then also, she loves me on payday, says, I think our number one guy should be on the outside, not the slot. And I keep hearing this a lot.
So on St. Brown?
Yeah.
The reason why St. Brown runs in the slot a lot is because he understands the spacing. He understands where you're supposed to be. He understands where to sit down. He pays attention to the schemes that the defenses run. So I think a lot of times when you see him in the spot, he just knows where to be. Like, he and Jared Goff have that type of chemistry, so he doesn't necessarily attack it from a slot or an old school slot receiver. It's more so I can play in the slot, but I also can be on the outside. But when you're looking at him too, when you look at Amon-Ra St. Brown, is he your traditional number one, or is he a 2026 can move multiple position and he is a number one?
I'm glad you said it that way because it's not 2010.
Yes, I agree.
These days, you look at JSN, Jay Jetta, these guys all operate all over the field. Now, we don't have the opportunity to put Amon-Ra out to the XY position as much as you would like we can with a JSN or a Jay Jetta, as I just mentioned. But let me ask you, chat, did we get a new quarterback here? Or who's our quarterback?
Still JJ.
It's who?
JG.
Jared Goff. Is that right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Then what are you guys thinking? All right. At what point have you ever seen a number one wide receiver on a team with the same quarterback for years?
And it switches.
While still in your prime, and all of a sudden John Taylor is getting more rocks than Jerry Rice? It has never, ever happened. Jordan Addison's never going to get more balls than Jay Jetta. Listen, but the guy in Dallas, I can't think, he's on my dynasty team.
George Pickens and
George
CeeDee
Pickens,
Lamb.
he wasn't going to get more if CD didn't get hurt. So, yes, maybe he gets more yards because he pops off those big plays, but he will never approach him in passes thrown his way or completions. And maybe one time while they're here, he could outdo him in touchdowns. But at the end of the day, Jared Goff is going to look at Amon-Ra St. Brown all the time and every time that he is in trouble. Third down, scoring, desperate times, it is Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's what this offense goes through in the passing game. I love me some Jameer, but it is Amon-Ra St. Brown when it comes to the clutch.
J-Mo, very understood 1,000%. The one thing that Amon-Ra St. Brown doesn't necessarily do that a lot of number one wide receivers do, most of the stud wide receivers do, they make plays on the outside down the
100%.
field. That's what you do not get out of Amon-Ra St. Brown. And some of the people that are making that comment in chat, I can understand that. You're not going to see him catch deep balls.
No.
You're not seeing him on the outside going over and mossing somebody. You're not seeing him setting somebody up on the sideline, working the pursuit and catching one 45 yards down the field. You will see Isaac Tesla do that. You will see Jamison Williams do that. And that's why I'm in a situation where you can have a 1A and 1B. There's a lot of teams.
And Laporta will see plenty of that this year.
And that's enough. It's only one football, man.
And that's
only
deal.
one football, and it's going to be fun to see because they better understand how to use Isaac Tesla in the red zone, on the 5-yard line, and in that slot. I want to see more of that this season.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that you mentioned is really the most important is Amon-Ra St. Brown wants to win.
Yeah.
But J-Mo's the same way. J-Mo doesn't need to get 100 catches.
Nobody on this team celebrates the success of their teammates more than Jamison Williams.
This is true.
Like, no one celebrates more than Jamison Williams, another teammate.
Yeah, I love that too. Like when he gets those blocks and he springs somebody.
Yeah.
Like I wish they had just a J-Mo cam on him while they're running up for 20 yards or going in for the end zone because he's absolutely amped. Sometimes we're like calm down, young fella, you're gonna get injured. But I love that type of energy from J-Mo. And I love the fact that early on in the season, when we might have been making a whole lot more noise about why aren't they giving these plays or these looks or these targets to Jamison Williams, they're not even using them in speed in the space. They're not even pitching on the ball or doing anything. He was cool, calm, and collected. It was us, and we were probably right, but we were losing our cool a little bit. And John Morton, I'm sorry, I almost called him the wrong name again, Bray, who were probably acting out of character. It was J-Mo like, nah, I'm cool, man. Look, as long as we get the offense straight, I'm good to go. It was John Moore saying, oh, I'm sorry. I have failed you, J-Mo. And so it's like that type of energy I love the fact that they paid him when they did. I was a little worried at first because I'm like, man, we got other guys to pay. How are you going to do this? But his energy, his growth, his getting above all of the noise at the beginning of his career. Shout out to JMO for everything he's been able to do, man.
Yeah, you know what? John Morton didn't fail you. The Lions failed you by hiring John Morton as the offensive coordinator. That's technically what happened.
You pay a guy that kind of money and you don't even see him for the first half of the season.
And then you talk about, hey, the reason why he's here is he helped implement the offense that we're running now. And I don't want to hear all that.
John Morton, read the room, bro.
What do you expect Isaac Tesla to have? And we'll transition this into a new conversation.
That's the hardest question, bro.
What do you anticipate Isaac Tesla, who last year had – I want to say 29 catches, 236 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
He did have 29.
Yeah, and 6 touchdowns in those 29. Like, that ratio is a crazy ratio if you pay attention to it.
If we got 40 catches,
40,
and 7 touchdowns, I'd be really happy out of your number 3 wideout.
So about 600 yards?
Sure. I mean, I don't expect big yardage out of him. I expect big plays. And usually people think, 60-yard touchdown on that. I'm talking about big jump balls on third down, big red zone moments. They got to move the sticks with every time he catches the rock. Like, I don't want to see him working short routes and stuff like that. It's got to be big moment plays all the time out of touchdown.
What I love about the opportunity for big moment plays this season is there was a certain individual that moved from right tackle to left tackle, and Dan Campbell has been doing nothing but raving how good he's been doing in camp. Dan Campbell's been talking about he is the best left tackle, best offensive lineman in the game. To be able to come from the right side and go to the left side, Penei Sewell is doing exactly what the Lions wanted him to do and looking exactly like he wanted him to look. What I'm saying is I'm excited. The reason why I'm excited is as a right-handed quarterback, you have to have your blind side protected. Left tackle protects you on your blind side, and that's where they're now the strongest with Penei Sewell. So now legitimately, Jared Goff is fine behind. Jared Goff is fine in the front because he's looking at KMA's protecting, and he's watching his young right tackle and Blake Miller on the right-hand side. So now he has a chance to get the ball gone a little bit sooner. And in the run game, Drew Petzing, you mix that together, I can see a situation where Jared Goff is getting this ball down the field, man. Look for Jared Goff to have 4,200 yards. I'd say 30. I'd say he still stays around 30 touchdowns and 9 picks. His usual. But the weapons are different this year. I think Jamo's going to have electric.
And the situations, too. Last year it was about what they were doing in those third and longs, what they were doing to try to get the third and shorts on second downs. I believe this year we're going to see, like you said, situationally, more so than having yards, we're going to see the Lions get back to being able to control time of possession and be able to control those short yardage situations and the ability to put themselves in short yardage much better this year.
I want to see Jared Goff have the same stats he had last year, but I want to see it differently. And what I mean by that is this. Jared Goff had the stats. He had the numbers. But a lot of those numbers were fighting back at the end of games. A lot of those numbers were garbage time stats. A lot of those numbers were fourth quarter where we're fighting. We're in dog fights. We're throwing the ball. We're just trying to compete with teams that are beating us. They struggled on first down, which led to so many second and longs, so many second and 10s, penalties, so many second and 15s, if you will. You can't call a game when you're consistently in second and long. If you get those same stats when you don't have to be in second and long, that's a very, very much more efficient season, and that's what I'm hoping for out of Jared Goff, who Drew Petzing, that name is starting to come up in what he can be as the offensive coordinator.
When we first drafted Penei Sewell, it was a very unique situation because there's, so few left tackles that have a college resume that Sewell had coming out, that get drafted in the top 10 picks, the way that Sewell was, and then get moved from their natural position where they absolutely dominated again at the college level, and you get put to the right tackle.
Yeah.
This was done because you got Taylor Decker. Taylor Decker not only was at the top of his game and healthy at that time, but he was also a captain on this team. So you're not going to move him. And the fact of the matter is Lions fans really got seduced into thinking that Penei Sewell should be a right tackle. He shouldn't be. It was just a unique situation where we had a top-notch left tackle who, again, was a leader of the team. You're not going to swap that. Jared Goff was running for his life last year because Taylor Decker was on his last life last year. And so when you get that protection, the confidence of not worrying about what's behind you. Listen, the right tackle, Blake Miller's going to have his moments where he struggles. He's going to have those rookie moments. But it's going to be in Jared Goff's face. It's not going to be on his blind side. I think it makes an absolutely massive difference in this offense this year. Not so much for the run game, but so much for the passing game. I think it helps all of these receivers that we've just talked about. But I think that you're going to see the fall off that Jared Goff experienced, not only in his stats and the record book, but the perspective that people had of him around the league. They were trash talking him because he was running for his life. And this year, he's going to be calm and relaxed in that pocket again, like we saw the last 2 years before this last season. And I think we're going to see an MVP-style season with the protection that he's going to have.
The best way they can have that confidence and that calm, cool, and collective personality in that pocket is if the offense runs smoothly. And for the offense to run smoothly, Drew Petzing, the new offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, has to be much better than what Johnny Morton was this year. And it has to be exactly what was advertised. We got some sound. Here's Dan Campbell talking about what he believes Drew Petzing can help this team be this year.
What's the biggest improvement that Drew is bringing to the offense?
I think just everything being tied together. You know, there's one voice, and then it spreads from there. You know, we have an outstanding staff. I really believe that. I think, man, those guys across the board are really good, and so I think just having that one voice, clear communication. This is the way we want it to look. This is in the run game, the pass game, and protections. I think that just kind of helps tie it in. Any little questions? Hey, if you get this, we're going to outside release it. If we get this, he's sitting at 8, go by him. If he's those go a long way. Just, man, this, and then we can always change it if we need to, but at least we're all on the same page just from the get-go. He's done a good job with that.
You'll notice a constant or a consistent theme about Dan Campbell in this presser, a consistent theme as it relates to answering these questions. We'll get into further of that as we go through all the videos, but just with this one, the question was asked about Drew Petzing. Was I the only one? And maybe it's just me. And if that is, you said I still got my wrist brace on. You know I was getting active. If it's just me, then that's fine. We can move on to the next clip. But they ask about Drew Petzing and what he can be, and Dan Campbell, and then starts to talk about everybody else on the staff. And the only compliment that he gave him is say he can tie it all together. Am I making too much about that?
No, I see what you're saying. To me, I actually get the opposite feeling.
Okay, talk about
it. Because last year he was busy trying to edify John Morton. John Morton's this, John Morton's that, John Morton's this, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, trying to pop him up.
Like overhype
well, that's the problem. Like when you don't have to talk about your manager, it's because he's doing his job, right? And what we saw at the beginning of last year, were they on the same page? No. In that Packers game, I think it was very clear they were not on the same page. And I think that if you read between the lines of the conversations that Dan had this time last year and through training camp preseason, it was about John Morton, and it was about the different things and the different groups. And I heard the exact opposite out of this. I heard that he's not worried about it, that all these guys are grooving and vibing, and that the very last thing he said on it, they're on the same page. That, to me, is the opposite of the treatment we got last year with John Morton.
You might be right about that, sweet potato, because realistically, what have we been talking about this week as it relates to the offensive coordinators? Are there too many chefs in the kitchen? You got Mike Kafka, you have Drew Petzing. We also know that Dan Campbell, he likes to call plays from time to time. You're right. Maybe this conversation was saying, look, man, everything's tied into a bow, man. These guys are going to work together. Sweet potato, am I wrong? Like, how did you hear the information that Dan Campbell just gave us?
You know, I heard it through the grapevine. My buds and I were getting excited what we have to look forward to. So I did hear about that. I did hear about Campbell's presser there, not only today, but last week as well. And, yeah.
Okay.
We need bigger cojones in office there and less cuteness.
I'm glad you mentioned big cojones. Pause on that. Because there's two more sounds coming out of Dan Campbell, and I want to know, does he still have that Dan Campbell energy, if you catch my drift? Dan, but where are you at with the Drew Petzing conversation, Kool-Aid?
Yeah, I get the sense that there's less to prop up this year from a standpoint of the words. Do I believe he feels like Petzing needed to make sure he had something solid in-house as a first-time OC? 100%.
Yeah.
And that's where it'll be interesting to see that dynamic. Are these guys truly looking at him as that singular unified voice? Because, it's funny. We've heard this before out of the Detroit Pistons, and Tom Gore is saying Trajan Langdon is here for this one purpose, to be the singular unifying voice. Everybody will do what he says, and I will see TC to what he says. And if that's what we're getting with Drew Petzing, it makes me more confident and comfortable to know that then, yes, he got some people here. If they're operating like Jamison Williams, right, and they're about the team, then you know what? Mike Kafka should be a huge boost to a first-time OC. Now I look at it, I'm like, man, I wish they could have done even more of this type of stuff around Kelvin Shepard. Like, what if they brought in Terrell Williams during Kelvin Shepard's first year being a DC? That type of stuff, rather than the year before with AG. And so for me, I do get the sense that they do believe in their guy.
Yeah.
And that there's a whole lot less that you have to kind of fluff around as it relates to John Morton. They came in like, well, he was here before and he built. You said it too. All their comments was about what he did before with the foundation, but nothing about what he was going to be able to bring to the table. And so I'm a little more comfortable with this. Still, obviously, a lot to be seen, but I feel like this is one of the few things that Dan seems a little less irritated at the podium about.
Yeah,
it's Petzing.
This is very true. Maybe some other stuff he didn't sound the same about, but this one he does sound good. He sounds good as it relates to Drew Petzing, the energy that he brings. Mike Kafka, he does seem like it's working together. Now, the big news out of this year, or the big news out of this week, Myles Garrett trade. The Myles Garrett trade happens. Gerard versus Myles Garrett. They swap places. One's in Cleveland, one's now with the Rams. Well, Dan Campbell got asked that question. What do you think about the Myles Garrett trade? And his answer was, once again, it's one of those Dan Campbell interesting answer. Here's the conversation. You let me know how you read this.
It was a Myles Garrett trade. Just what was your first reaction to that?
Yeah, I mean, good for them. They've won it now, right? Yeah, I had none. He's a hell of a player versus hell of a player, and they're two totally different players. But that was what they felt like they needed to do, and good for them, man.
Just a quick follow-up, past 9 months.
All right, when I watched this, two thoughts. One, he's irritated regardless.
Yes, he is. He's irritated.
He's irritated for this question, but let me ask you, why is he irritated? Is it irritated because he wishes his team maybe will make a swing like this, or is it irritation because, hey, don't be asking me about the Rams. I'm not paying attention to the Rams. I'm worried about what's going on in Allen Park. What say you, Anson?
What's going on in Allen Park right now with him? Hey, listen.
No. I'm saying, like, he looked irritated.
He was irritated. That's what I'm saying. Like, down in Allen Park this week, they've been irritated, all right, because they're getting requests from media for clips on trades. They're seeing.
We got that one in the system.
You already know. And the thing is everybody on the team is getting comments on their social media. Everybody in the front office is getting messages. And, listen, the city is desperate for this big trade because that's the one thing that we haven't seen from these guys aside from the day one move of getting Stafford out of town and bringing in Jared Goff. So, to me, at this point, especially when you add in Chris Grier, yeah. And the conversation we had yesterday, this guy isn't the drafter, he's the dealer. We got the drafter, and he's done a damn good job in Brad Holmes, but now we've got the dealer. So those questions they've been hearing, which we've already seen Brad Holmes get annoyed with as well. Now our guy Dan is matching his energy because that chatter, that chirping has just gotten 3 times as loud now, not only with the trade, but then you bring in the dealer. So we got to see what's happening, and we will talk more about that next week. We'll tease it now. We want to know what the one deal is that you would have this guy. We're taking the leash off of Chris and sending him out to other 31 teams and go and grab somebody in a vicious trade. So I want to see that. We'll talk about that next week for sure.
Yeah, 1,000%. I'll give you my thoughts on what Dan Campbell had to say about the Myles Garrett trade because I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I think it's a little bit of both. I'll explain when we come back.
Cool. Somebody in the chat said a hint of jealousy, Vincent E. said.
Of course.
He's like, what do I think? My reaction? None. Like, come on.
Myles Garrett's sexy. Come on now.
You know what? My lips are sealed until we come back from break. Let's get a message in from.
You can love your girl and appreciate. You know, it is what it is, right?
100%.
Shut up, Black Rock.
I have eyes.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they say? I have eyes.
We have eyes.
Looking for the perfect spot to host your next party or get together? Head to Black Rock Bar and Grill, home of the Steak on the Stone. Whether it's a graduation party, it's a baby shower, rehearsal dinner, make your next big watch party, but do it at Black Rock. It is a top rock experience. Don't forget about the home of the Steak on a Stone. Sear that steak, sear that shrimp, sear that chicken, that fish, whatever you want, lobster. Sear it to your specifications. Do it at Black Rock Bar and Grill, or just go to blackrockrestaurants.com and see how you can make all this happen. See you soon.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
We had him in studio yesterday. You got a chance to see him put a face with the name. The B is an amazing individual. You saw all that. You see his passion for the business. That passion is one of a kind, and that's why you should work with Estates Title Agency, man. Whether you're trying to refinance or you're trying to buy, do it at Estates Title Agency, man. They do things the right way. Over 20-plus years of experience. That means they know what the hell they're doing, man. Also, Nabee's a coach, man. He's a coach. That means he's coaching his team, guiding his team to be the best that they can be. If they're the best as a squad, then they're going to be the best for you. Late night closings, weekend closings, by appointment, they do it all. What more do you want? Well, you know what? For all your title needs, call Mr. Deeds.
And we back.
We are indeed back in the building. How's everybody feeling today, man? Got some content going, man. Got some football talk going on. The weather's nice outside. Almost the weekend. It's Thursday. My favorite day of the week. Thursday became my favorite day of the week in college.
Okay.
Like Thursdays in colleges, if you know,
you know.
Turn up.
Oh yeah.
What? Skeeps. Hey, did I say that out loud? Uncle Rick's. Did I say that out loud?
Industry
shout
Wednesdays
out
was
the
my
touchdowns, the
favorite
blue
day.
leprechaun. Did I say that out loud?
You know what it is, Ace Deuce.
Man, I used to love coming down from Ann Arbor in the summertime and going to hang out in the city, man. I used to be at the River Rock, man, $2 Tuesdays.
Oh, wow, the River
What y'all know about the River Rock and $2 Tuesdays?
I forgot about that place.
Yeah, 1,000%, man. Now it's where they had the big parking lot where the Grand Prix actually took place 2 weeks ago. Getting back,
River Rock was sweet.
It was sweet. It's 3 levels. It was hot. I stayed by
time,
I didn't
man.
drink, so I stayed by the pool table hustling people. I just was in there
You're a stick,
hustling.
huh?
What?
I'm a hustler, baby.
Walk in with $40. Walk out with about $280.
I took some money off of Plaxico Burris.
Okay.
At the
He's probably-
Small Planet back in the day in East Lansing.
He's probably too tall to get on that pool table.
Oh, he could play, but I've been playing a long
Shout out
time.
to Plax,
We're
man.
gonna have to get a game going one day.
Even though he took my spot in New York, man, I want to fight that dude, man. Like, how you take my spot? Anyway, moving on, getting back to the conversation. The question, Dan Campbell, you saw the Myles Garrett conversation. You know, just play the video again. Play the video game with rock and roll on it.
On the Myles Garrett
Let's
one?
talk over it. Let's talk over it because you hear some jealousy on this one, eh?
100%. I hear a little bit of
let me get that
both.
other one.
Play it and I'll let you know what it is. I know you had the other one queued up.
Yeah, but I like this.
Yeah, let's go back to this. I tell you what I think about this.
All right, and you guys want to be on screen for it?
Sure, why not?
All right, let me pop it into the other system there.
Yep, pop it in
I'll
the other
start
screen.
it, and then we'll go to you guys.
Okay, because I think there's
So
elements
Myles
of both
Garrett
of the
trade.
conversation.
Just what was your first reaction to that?
Yeah, I mean, good for them. You know, I mean, they've won it now, right?
And that part,
yeah, honestly,
you can stop it right there, actually, Kool-Aid. You can stop it right there.
Hold on, one more time for the good people.
100%. Just watch it. It's the laugh in the second part. Hit play.
This week was the Myles Garrett trade. Just what was your first reaction to that?
yeah, I mean, good for them.
There it is,
You know,
right.
I mean, they've won it now, right?
There it is.
I mean,
They won it now. All right, hit pause on that.
Look at his face.
This is what I think this conversation is realistically. All right, bring back the screen. This is what I think it is, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's twofold. I think there is a small portion. I don't know what the percentage is. Maybe it's 5%, maybe it's 11%. That actually is Jealous, not jealous, but like, man, that's a team that we're already contending with. That's a team that already is one of the ones that we're going to have to go through if we want to get to where our goal is, which is the Super Bowl. That's a team I've already had in my membrane. Like, we know what this team is. We've played this team in the playoffs twice. We played this team the last 4 years, 4 times, I want to say. He's like, and now they just got Myles Garrett. Damn, like they got another player. That was the other part. I think the majority of that is frustration. When you look at this time of year, you're getting asked the same freaking questions. They're hammering out the question. OTA is just starting. You get a wide receiver that you drafted in the 5th round just tore his ACL. You're trying to work out all the things. You're getting asked questions over and over and over again while you're trying to make sure Drew Petzing and Mike Kafka and the guys that you bought in are working. OTA's just started. I think 10% of that is like legitly, nah, that's gonna be tough. Damn, like I wish we could make a move like that. 90% of that is just the frustration with the question, the frustration with the time right now. It's a heavy period.
Well, and the time right now, because we already heard him earlier in the week talking about his disdain for the pajama party that OTAs are. But you know, when that first clip, when I hear it, it sounds like you just got told that your ex just got engaged. And it's like, oh,
No.
Good for them. Good for them.
Let's take that because you're on the right track. That's like finding out that your ex is now engaged
to your best friend.
To somebody that you're like, man, what? Huh? I mean, I don't know what your preference is. I don't know what your interests are, but it's like, well, oh my God, how you about to marry him?
Yeah, that's exactly what that was.
And what that him is a him that's better than you.
That's right. You're like, man, I could have provided. I could have provided such great times for you, but you're going to go to L.A. I lost to go to L.A.
Yeah, 1,000%.
100%.
True story,
you were
too,
talking
man.
about it.
True story.
Am I wrong, Kool-Aid? I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's on the minor side, it's the, damn, they got Myles Garrett. He would look good in the Honolulu blue and silver, man. He would help us out. We can get a player like that. This could maybe help us go over the top. But I think the majority of it is just the frustration with the start and the edginess of this camp.
100%. I think that it's appropriate as a coach. Why wouldn't you want the most impressive at each position on your team? Why wouldn't you want the opportunity to be able to coach one of the most impressive dynamic duos in terms of an edge pairing, and you want to win that Super Bowl? I get at the beginning of this thing, you want to do it, the grit, the grind, get it out the dirt. You've done that. You've proven that. You've proven that's who you are. Now you're getting into that fine part of it where you want to win a Super Bowl, and I do. Not just a component of what you want your squad to make, but we've all sat here and said this, Anson included, if we don't make a move for one of these disgruntled edges, somebody else is going to, and it's going to be one of the people that we got to contend with. And so I think that that's what makes it a little bit more both. Say he goes to some team in the AFC and you only have to face him literally if you make it to the Super Bowl, maybe it's a little bit different. But when you know that it's to the team that is connected to your current GM, connected to your previous quarterback, connected to a squad that you guys have had some pretty big, battles with, and you know that it's going to loom itself this season at some point in time, maybe preferably in the postseason. That's where I do believe there's a lot to think about, and those questions over and over again probably got Dan, a little out of off his, I think he's just tired of it. We can see the frustration on it.
Pretty clearly.
Nasty.
Pretty clearly.
I have a better analogy.
Yeah, give it to me.
Okay,
I knew I was close.
Because I was like, there's something.
The wheels turning.
You saw that?
Yeah.
I said there's something there, but it's not quite there. It's not an X. That's like that. No, here it is. Because I had a situation happen to me. That's like when you and your rival, like the same girl, and your rival get the girl.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
You've both been calling the house, driving by.
One of my dear
and Brad knocked on the door.
We know they've been talking to Cleveland.
One of my dear friends. I won't say his name. He's still one of my dear friends, legitimately. Like my 6th grade crush. Okay, 6th grade crush. Girl named Katrina Saunders, man. Like
shout out Katrina.
100%. I went to Jay-Zoo. First time I ever met her. Thought she was beautiful. I was shy. I didn't know how to talk to her or whatever. Leave Jay-Zoo, go to UAD. Years later, find out she's a Cass Tech. We overlap, same party scene, same circle. Still fine. Yeah. Still bad. I'm like, dang, man, I gotta work. You know what? I'm gonna make this happen. I'm 16. I'm coming to my own. I got my 360s popping. I got my waves. I said, I'm gonna step up, man. My game tight. I'm on varsity. This is what it is. I'm making a name for myself. My friend my dear friend, he was the number one sophomore he was number one point guard in the state. So like,
okay.
And I didn't.
So he's a big guy too.
I didn't know we were jocking for position. I just know that when we went to Belle Isle picnic one time in the summer, he pulled up with her like, "Yo, what's up? I want to introduce my girl, Katrina." I'm like, "I known her since 6th grade, Katrina."
And you,
damn, you got her.
And your boy asked you, "How do you feel about it?" And you're like, "Hey, good
No,
for
I was
them.
like, "Yo,
good
what's
for
up,
them."
man?" I said, "Shout out, man. That's love, man. How you doing, man? Good to see you." Blah blah blah. So you play it cool. That's what the analogy
But
is.
that's what, then your other friend comes up to you and be like, "Man, how do you feel about that?" And just like,
Man,
Dan, you're like,
him. F
good
him.
for them.
1,000%.
I mean, they did ask him that. Like, you know, how do you feel about effectively your team?
Good for them.
Not really being in it.
He would, and you know what I appreciate about Dan Campbell for the most part? He goes up there a lot and gives some coach speak. But for the most part, when Dan goes up there, he's telling the truth. For the most part, he's being authentic at the podium. That answer is a real authentic answer. If you go up there and somebody tells you, yeah, you know, your rival got Myles Garrett, you're like, oh, man, that's cool. That's what's up. Man, that's bullshit. Like you know you think differently, and he went up there. He said, yeah,
You
man.
can see that energy. That's some BS
he's like,
energy.
They're,
but I'm still
they're going all in.
Yeah.
They're all in. That's the answer you should have got.
It's too bad he doesn't have a chip, man, because none of this stuff would bother him.
We got a short one, too, of him being asked again about the trade market. And I'm sure that this was after the Miles one. Look at his face,
I bet
dog.
he loves this one, too, huh?
Look at his face.
Dan makes some faces.
This one gets me every time. Here we go.
You guys build, a different way, draft, develop, resign. But what do you think it would take for you
Hold on.
He was already over the conversation. Anytime you look at your nails at the podium, you are basically giving them the hint. This is the last effing question.
He's ready to play football, bro.
He's like, why y'all asking me? Run it again.
Hold on, I'm putting this on the screen with you guys,
let me
dog.
see
This was hilarious.
The look at the nails, it says it all. It absolutely says it all.
Oh my gosh, dog. This is here we go.
For you guys to be in the high-end trade market like that.
Well, I guess I would tell you when that time happens.
Too? Oh,
You guys build, a different way, draft, develop, resign. But what do you think it would take for you?
He takes the head out of the pocket, dog.
You guys build, a different way, draft, develop, resign. But what do you think it would take for you guys to? What would need to happen for you guys to be in the high-end trade market like that?
Well, I guess I would tell you when that time happens.
This is frustration with the question. But this is what. But hear me out. But hear me out. This is why we have the nicest media as it relates to other cities, because when you get at responses like that and the answer like that, you're like, I don't really want to hurt his feelings. I don't want to piss him off. I want to be asked questions. So that's funny. He's looking for. What was he digging? Was it lint?
It looked like he pulled some lint out.
Sunflower seeds? What was stuck in this? Dan, what you got in your pocket?
Bro, listen. As soon
as
Dan heard
he looking
trade,
he looking for that Thrive.
as soon as he heard
This ain't your daddy's dip, boy.
Look, bro, as soon as he heard something about free agency trades,
here we go with this
you
again.
saw him. He started get my hand out my pocket.
It was a nervous twitch.
It was that oh my gosh, are we here again? And I'm starting to see the spirit of Dan from the first press conference about to come out. He just wants to play football. They've already made changes. This is already going to be a different offseason leading into the season than they've had. Different training camps, different practice regimens. They're not doing the joint practices and things of that nature.
But they're going to
work.
Your
starters will play, but they're going to work, and that's what I'm saying.
work.
I think he's just ready to get to it. I believe he knows what he has. And then there is this one component. Even though we super focus and zoom in on their negatives, he is sitting there around a lot of good football players, a lot of not just, Pro Bowlers, but also all pros. And I think that they are ready to just get out there and prove what they are after having, I would call a big step back last year, but I don't think that they believe they're that far off from being able to go out there and shut up a lot of this noise. And that's where I believe you're starting to see the fidgety. If they said that trade and you just see him fidgeting in his pocket, that's a guy that's just it's like you got to know how it is. When all week and you see game time and they keep asking you questions, I'm about to go out here and monster this person. I just want to get to the game. Quit asking me the questions. Let's go rock.
He was reaching in his pocket to see if he could find September.
Yeah,
I thought he was looking for a certain finger.
No. Anson's dead on that. Like, realistically, I've never been on the side where we play off, and then didn't go to the playoff. But I have been on the side in 2007 with the Cleveland Browns. We went 10-6, thought we were going to get in. We didn't make the playoff. That off season, man, we were chomping at the bit in January. We're chomping at the bit in February. Now the Super Bowl's over. You're in March, man. You're going through training already. You're ready. You're doing all the things. You're like, man, look, man, we're going to be much better than last year because you understand. Like, when you know where you went wrong, where you know where the shortcomings were, and when you know how to fix those things, like, you're ready to go. And I believe this was the season that the Lions had last year. They knew the offensive line was not good. They knew the offensive coordinator situation was not good. They knew that they had injuries, and they knew that they had them in major spots, and they had to add a couple pieces on that defensive line, and they did. They've added the pieces. They've added the coaching. And I feel like, Dan, like you said, he's looking in that pocket for like, man, is this September 11th? Bam, big joker. He's waiting for that September 11th game to get it rocking and rolling because not often can you see exactly where you went wrong, where you exactly faltered. And I think the Lions last year, everyone knows, whether you're a coach, whether you're a player, whether you're one of our chat members, we know where the Lions went wrong last year, and they did address those things in the offseason.
Yeah, quietly, I love their offseason. I'm going to read something in the chat here from Crazy Clown, though. I'm going to warn you, could spiral things.
His name's Crazy Clown, so
it is.
Crazy.
But
let's get it rocking.
I'm going to tell you, the chat's going to eat this one up. Crazy Clown. Spenny says Green Bay, Chicago, and L.A. have it all wrapped up, even though only one can win a Super Bowl.
2 from the north.
So that's Spenny putting that out there.
Green Bay, Chicago, and L.A.
have it all wrapped up. We're not even in a conversation according to Spenny.
Spencer?
Spenny.
Spinmo Racks.
Spinmo Racks. Best nickname in the game.
Green Bay, Chicago, Los Angeles Rams will be the top 3 teams in the NFC.
It's already wrapped up, he said.
Is this sarcasm?
No, it's something we should talk about when we come back, though.
I thought we were going to get to those.
I don't know, man. The chat a little upset about it.
You know what? Hey, look, the New York Knicks don't pay my bills, so realistically.
we'll get to the Peasants. Peasants don't pay any bills, Bray.
They don't pay. You know what? See, that's why I
Will
want to talk
I
about
says Spinny is wrong. Chuck says Green Bay.
F Green
Cass
Bay.
County, Green Bay, and Chicago, they ain't ish.
Green Bay's offseason is just very interesting. Like, Green Bay's offseason has been very interesting. I think they added Josh Sweat. They added Zaire Franklin from the Indianapolis Colts. So they made a couple moves, but the draft.
No, hold it.
The draft just.
Tease.
We'll come back.
Yeah.
We'll come back from commercial break.
They're fired up in the chat.
We'll come back.
Lending and then Planet Fitness.
Let's do it.
Let's rock.
We'll come back. You guys excited talking about this? Well, let's come back with it, man. The people want it.
I'm seeing the chat start to roll in. Let's rock.
Let's do it.
And listen, if you need help with a new mortgage, you're buying a new house, or you're looking to upgrade, you got to get in touch with Chad and Chris over at Supreme Lending. Their 99% close on time rate, unbelievable industry leading, as well as a 97% customer satisfaction score. Guys, get in touch with them now so that they can help you in the beginning of the process and guide you all the way to that closing. But they're also offering some 0% down payment programs, as well as up to $500 off of your appraisal. All you have to do is just mention us here at Woodward Sports. So get on the horn with Supreme Lending today.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. Over 2,700 gyms around this country. That means it's the gym for you. It's one legitimately right around the corner. No judgment, home of the judgment-free zone, trainers on staff, and then every gym is squeaky clean. I promise you that. We want you to get your journey going, man. Make sure you start your journey with Planet Fitness. Make sure you continue your journey at Planet Fitness and maybe take it even to the next level. But do it at Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet, and you know what planet that is.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faiths.
New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Drive Energy pouches give me the energy and clarity to find and beat the shit out of every opportunity that shows its face.
Live and direct, I'm back on set action. Create the wave, we cannonball splash 'em. Mic cord swinging, get your head chopped. Point blank, dead stop. 16 bars in a headlock.
Drive Energy pouches are for the people who actually want to win, not for the crybabies out there who are happy with a participation award. There's zero sugar, so give Thrive a try.
Go.
right, I got a hell of a combo for you. I'm going to tell you about the first one, then Bray's going to tell you about the second one. Listen, our friends at Loom, they're going to hook you up all summer. They got their new buzzing flavors, peach and raspberry lemonade. Obviously, everybody loves those as well. Listen, caffeine from green tea extract, so it's natural, but they've got 40 locations around Michigan, and we're hooking you up. Let us be your plug. Save 30% off your next order. WSN30, mention that in person at one of their locations or online, or just scan that QR code, and you are hooked up. Check them out at loom.com.
We're excited to add the water hazard to the bullpen from our friends at Founders Brewing. You've probably seen the blue, bright drink. Yeah, that's the water hazard. Best served over ice with a sliced lemon, preferably, if you will. It's a vodka-based cocktail, 5% ABV, citrusy, refreshing, and it's smooth. Founders waited a very long time to partner up with a vodka company, and they partnered up with it, and they made an amazing drink, and it is called the Water Hazard. Get in the drink. Gotta get it. And remember, it is Founders Brewing Company.
And we back.
You didn't see any water hazards today, did you?
Hell no.
No sand?
I didn't see any hazards.
Not much rough either, right?
A little bit. But not the first cut, though.
Hey, first cut's nice.
See that? You see that's that golf terminology. First
I like
cut,
the first
you know
cut. I like hitting that 4-iron.
It's that first cut.
4-iron out of the first cut. Ooh,
yeah,
love that.
Speaking of first cut, Tigers not sellers anymore?
This
we
is
back,
crazy.
baby.
Come on.
Hey, nothing like 3 games to
Tigers not
fuel the delusion.
Sellers anymore?
3 games will fuel a Detroit delusion real quick.
All right, real quick. We're going to get back to the lines. Just real quick on the Tigers. Quick question. Most people were out on the Tigers after a horrible May, an abysmal May. May when they went to, you look at the numbers, you look at the stats. I mean, they literally lost 8 series at the end of the month before finally winning in June. The Tigers, I saw a stat. The Tigers have more runs in the first 3 games. What is it? They have 10% of their, what is it? The Tigers have 10% of their runs for the season in the first 3 days of June.
Oof.
That's what the stat is.
I also heard something.
So the 25 runs, the 25 runs that they have in the month of June, these first 3 games that they won, would be 10% of their season total.
That's not good.
1,000%.
It's good for June.
They already have more runs. They already have more runs than they did in May.
Mm-hmm.
So Dante has some super chats that we're going to save for football, but we want you guys to smash the chat. Yeah. We're in that second hour. Please share it. And that's our first super chat coming in just now. It's kind of shocking. Yeah, so we want to hear from you guys. But, man, the Tigers situation, it's wild to me because this town is just so desperate for them to be good that they're latching on to anything. Now, this isn't just a little 3-game win. To your point, it's 3 games where they absolutely own the competition. You get Glaber back.
AJ out there cheating again.
Yeah, tapping that buzzer. But I think Glaber being back in the lineup, which you've seen out of him for this first 2 games back, has really been big.
Yeah, 1,000%. Kool-Aid, for the Detroit Tigers, when will you buy back in? Like, where do the Tigers have to be by – where do the Tigers have to be by the All-Star game for you to buy in? Because right now they're still, they're 10 games back still?
Look, after the last 2 years, is where they're going to have to be after the All-Star break for me personally. Honestly. Seeing them and buying in, and that's what it is. We gave them the hope and the faith and the belief in the Kool-Aid before, and we see how that wound up. Not that you put your fandom aside, but maybe a little bit of that hope has to be a little bit more earned now by the squad. And for me, where have they had those failures, second halves of the season, I want to see them be able to not just find their way back into the scene by All-Star break, but find a way to gain some control and go into a postseason with momentum rather than backpedaling in.
Yeah, 100%. For me, realistically, look, the Tigers, I'm not in on them. At the end of the day, I'm still out on them. I hope they do well. I'm not watching them during the regular season. I'm not watching their games right now. I'm watching the playbacks. I'm watching the playbacks on YouTube. You want to prove it to me? Go win 3 series in a row.
Yeah.
Go win 3 series in a row, and then we'll come back and we'll revisit this conversation. But glad they're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, hit the like button for the Tigers. Keep that good mojo going.
1,000%. Getting back to the NFL conversation, NFC North talking about Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. Was that BS? That was just jokes, right?
No. I got the poll up. I'm wondering if Spimo,
I don't know if he really said that, man. But I mean, I know he's been melting down over the trade. I don't believe that he feels that way about Green Bay. I know that he's pretty high on Chicago. I think we're pretty split as a network on what Chicago is going to do this year. Where are you with this Chicago catfish?
Well, I don't think he's a catfish, realistically. I think
the Indiana catfish, excuse me.
You talking about Anthony Richardson?
No, I'm talking about them moving because they're not going to be playing in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying, like 20 minutes outside of it. I think they're the team. I think it's the Lions, and I think it's the Bears, but I will give it to the Bears right now because of what they did last season. I think the Lions are trying to get back to that, and I think the Lions have an opportunity to get back to that. But right now,
I hate that that's fair.
It's fair. It's fair, and the reason why it will be fair, it's not because of who they lost. They lost a DJ Moore. They lost a linebacker. They lost some DBs. They also added some. It's because of who the head man is and who they believe in. We've seen that energy before. When you believe in what your guy is as the head guy that's leading your team into the future, you can do amazing things. I think that's where it stems.
Firsthand, too.
Yeah, 100%.
From what, Colston?
Yeah, from Colston Loveland. When I talked to him, he's talking about the energy that is that locker room, the energy that Ben Johnson brings, and the excitement too. Like, you can have guys that know what the hell they're doing and you not be excited about it. You get tired. He says the message never gets old, and he pulls out of us. He makes us actually rock with each other. A lot of guys stayed in Chicago this offseason so that they can work at the facilities, so they can hammer it down. Chicago, I don't know about y'all. Chicago's cold as hell in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
It's cold. It's cold as hell, much like Detroit is, sometimes even colder. So it reminds me of the 2022-23 season when you saw a lot of Lions. They weren't going to Florida in the offseason. They weren't going to California and Texas. They were standing, they were working, and they were grinding to try to build the team that they eventually did. So,
quick question on Colston. So, hearing some weird stuff from Rome Odunze in regards to his injury and maybe not ever being back. There's a internal debate here because Luther Burden is looking about like the number 43 pick in average in fantasy drafts. Odunze's going at 60. I think that Colston Loveland's the number one in that passing game.
Yeah, you heard some talks in the season saying that they're actually going to funnel the offense through him, so they make him the
That's what we saw at the end of the season in the playoffs.
Well, we also saw that by another team in the same division, and it looked really good for them early on. If you don't know what I'm talking about the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers legitimately used Tucker Kraft as the number one option last year, and they were balling. Yeah. I mean, I had him in fantasy, so that 187-yard game, I said, yes, I'm going to win fantasy, and then he gets hurt. But they are an organization. Look at Brock Bowers and the Raiders. Like, this is what happens a lot of times in the NFL today. So, are we done with the Lions conversation for right now?
I don't know, Chad. Are we? I think we are. I mean, and there's some peasants.
Because that's what I want to talk about.
I know you do.
That's what I want to talk about.
I would have ruined your morning, man, if we started on it.
Yeah. When do you want to get to the super chats?
We could do that. Yeah, let's round it out here. Dante 151 smashing the $20 super chat. We appreciate you. I'm kind of surprised that you guys didn't bring up that Drake London
get them chats if
also got paid by the Falcons, so that Saint and JMO contract looks better and better every day. Also, 007 First Light is a really good game. Trust me.
Yeah, the Drake London contract, it's just another one of those contracts. I feel like I think he's a good player. Like, don't get me wrong, I think he's a good player. He's not worth that money. Like, he's not that type of wide receiver. I know you guys do. You value fantasy and all this kind of stuff. I don't think he's that good of a wide receiver.
Drake London?
No,
I don't either.
I don't think he's that type of wide receiver. I think it's structured. Once you do a certain thing, you structured, the thing goes off. Now you got to get paid. So I don't think he's worth that money. I'm glad Amon-Ra St. Brown signed the deal when he did. I'm glad JMO signed the deal when he did. You got much more value from two more valuable wide receivers. I think Drake London is good, but these guys are breaking the bank, and they're just okay wide receivers.
Yeah. Lions looking pretty smart in arrears with these contracts that they've done. Jordan Leinhart, $5 super chat, kind of echoing what I said yesterday. All depends on early season for the Bears. If they face adversity early, I don't know if Caleb is enough of a leader to pull them out of it. Listen, that's the 2 seasons I saw out of him. His first year, the whole team sunk with his emotional state. I mean, to the point where he would get sacked and offensive linemen would walk by him. To the point where his number one receiver literally left the field on a 4th down, game-winning, game-finishing play. This last year...
Was that Eberflus or was that Caleb?
Well, and that's a big thing is you got a different coach there. What they saw last year was success. Those things went right at the end of the games the way that they didn't the year before. They also got a benefit of a really nice schedule. A lot of things could spin this the wrong way. And I agree with you, Jordan. I don't think that Caleb has the mental makeup to handle early adversity and lead this team through it. 7 and 10 downloading. 8 and 9.
All right, it's just interesting. I think a lot of times we judge people by when they're kids. We judge people when they're young. And you look at a guy that's 21 years old, won the Heisman, came out of USC. His coach is Lincoln Riley, and Lincoln Riley isn't necessarily the best leader of men. And if you don't believe me, look at what USC is since he's been there. And now you got a guy that comes into the league, gets drafted by Matt Eberflus, and Eberflus was a clown. We saw what he was doing here the Thanksgiving Day game. He just doesn't know what he was doing as a head coach. No. You can't have any type of growth under that. Trevor Lawrence couldn't grow under Urban Meyer. Like, when you have clowns, you can't necessarily grow. Now you bring in Ben Johnson, you bring in better players, you bring in a better system, and now you got a guy that can walk with you. Now you got a guy that can talk with you and walk you through some things. So I think Caleb Williams and that team will be better. Now, will their record be 13, 12, 11 wins? I don't know. This is going to be a tough schedule. It's a first-place schedule that they'll be playing. But I know that he will be a better player, and he will grow this year much like he did last year.
Quick question, and then we'll get out of football.
Yeah.
Oatmeal says, or wait, was it Oatmeal? Wait, who was it?
Oatmeal, that's a good name, too.
Somebody asked in here, who's more goofy?
Yeah.
The Slappies or the Doomers?
Who's the Doomers?
The guys that just think that this team is done.
Doom and gloom?
Yeah.
And the Slappies?
Who's more goofy? I think it's the Doomers, man. Like, listen, you haven't had good football consistently for your lifetime. And we just had 4 winning seasons straight for the first time since the 50s. And you guys, the sky's falling for you?
Talk about sky falling. We're trying to figure out and confirm some Red Wings news. Info.
Let's hear it.
We want to confirm this one.
Yeah, let's confirm that before we do it.
Crazy.
Okay.
Just hit the group chat.
To answer your question, who's more goofy? I'd say it's split.
What?
I'd say it's
true.
I'd say it's split in the middle.
We got breaking news.
D-Boss, this is real?
Put the camera on yourself then.
Dog.
Breaking news, Woodward.
One's out. He's requesting a trade.
Who's that?
Dylan
Larkin.
I knew.
Dog.
I said
Dylan
it.
Larkin.
I told you.
That's everywhere though.
Request
So let's
trade
get
from Detroit.
Here, look. News just came out. Dylan Larkin requests a trade.
Huge.
Want to talk a lot about that, or want to talk about that because now, if this is true, it makes a lot of sense though. That's what I was looking for. It will make sense. You see, let's just do this. Let's go to commercial break. We'll get Justice Towel here and we'll talk a little bit about this.
Hockey Elite is on their way.
It does make sense, though, man. Like, when you see the fights last year, you see they wouldn't fight for him. You see the Red Wings are still doing the same thing. 9 years, they haven't been to the playoffs. Like, if I'm Dylan Larkin, like, I don't know. Quick commercial break.
We
we'll
might not talk Peasants.
Let's get
Let's go.
Let's get that bigger finish.
Boy, you are running away from that conversation so bad. Anyway, all right.
Thrive in pure psychiatry. Let's go. We got to double up now.
Listen,
let's go.
I made a call. Oh, never mind. I thought it was Pure right now because I made a call to Pure.
You next.
Hey, Thrive Clean Energy.
We got news.
No more afternoon coffee. It's time to upgrade your game with Thrive Energy pouches. Todd with Thrive actually dropped in a new flavor. Cinnamon is delicious. Think of it as a power-packed Altoid.
A dip that's not your daddy's.
That is correct, A-Dub. It ain't your daddy's dip. It is tobacco-free, nicotine-free. No jitters, no crash. This new Thrive flavor cinnamon can be found online at dipstop.com. Remember, use that promo code WSF for 15% off your entire order. Found exclusively at all Market Fresh, Market Square locations. Thrive Clean Energy, they flipping work, y'all. What's up on the massage chair?
Pure.
I called them this morning because of the peasant revolt in San Antonio last night. I have PTSD and anxiety from last night's game, but fortunately we are partnered with our fine friends at Pure Sight. Guys, they're throughout Michigan and Northern Ohio, and they create a plan specifically tailored for you. It's not the cookie cutter like the competition, all right? So if you are dealing with PTSD like me, or anxiety like me, or you just want to get the ball rolling and some counseling, head on over to PurePsychMI.com and get that ball rolling.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faiths.
New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Detroit deep dish style pizza has taken over the world. Well, we've known about it for 80 years here because our friends at Buddy's Pizza, well, they invented it. And we're going to hook you up with 20% off of your next order. You see that code there, Woodward20. Head on over to buddyspizza.com and save that 20% off your next order. But it also works for catering. So you want to have a Buddy's Pizza party this summer? Use that code and save yourself up to $200 off. So head on over to buddyspizza.com.
And you guys probably want to get a relaxing seat right now for this next segment, and you can get that at the Massage Chair House. Scan that QR code above my head before we get started on this information, man. Golly, D-Boss, this is crazy news. But, hey, look, Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills is the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. They carry top-tier brands like the Infinity. You guys, you see it in our old studio. We will get another one here, and I'm telling you, it's relaxation redefined. If you guys want to be able to experience this, make sure you take a visit and book one with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at the Wellness Doc. And you can book that visit by going to massagechairhouse.com. Simply scan that QR code on the screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation. And we are back.
All right, we're definitely back, and we're joined by Justice Towell.
Hockey
Woodward
elite.
Hockey Elite.
Oh.
He is our
Young
guy.
Hockey
We're
elite.
seeing
What up,
more
though?
of him in the future. But just want to ask a question. We want to do things the right way. Big news, breaking news. Jay, we will let you take it from here. Dylan Larkin asking to be traded.
Dylan Larkin has requested a trade per Elliot Friedman, who is the hockey Adam Schefter. And, man,
Are you okay?
I'm not okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm still in shock. My heart has dropped. I have butterflies right now. This is a man that doesn't deserve the slander that has been thrown towards his name over his entire tenure. He was given nothing. He this last couple of years has been a coronation of the frustration that he has felt with this organization. He went as far as to last year, he called out Steve Yzerman for not giving him enough help. And this is a guy who will go to his next team and help them compete to win a Stanley Cup. There is no doubt in my mind about that. Dylan Larkin was asked to do too much in this town. Like we asked so many of our stars to produce over what they can. And Dylan Larkin is a good hockey player. Some may argue great hockey player. He just never lived up to the expectations of the Red Wings captain. That is a legacy that has been left here by great after great after great. We have the Zetterbergs, the Lindstroms, the Yzermans, obviously his GM. Like that is a lot to live up to. That is a really difficult expectation to have weighing on you at time and time again. And you hear the media, and we're all guilty of it at times. I mean, the March collapses hasn't been easy for any of us, especially when it is ugly time and time again. And this year, he got a taste of the good life with Team USA.
Yes, he did.
He got a taste of playing with elite players.
He wants more of that.
He got a taste of winning. And I don't blame him. After 10 years of him, he was the original. He was one of the last picks of the Ken Holland era, the best player who was stuck through the whole Steve Yzerman era, and he deserves to go move on to a winner. and go help a team that is a player away. Sean is, talking in the chat right now. If his Montreal Canadiens are salivating right now at this news. Teams that are one legit offensive player away. It's just it's a really tough situation for the Wings right now. They are at a point where it was going to look like this because they didn't have the all-around talent to compete, and you see that when you watch the NHL playoffs this year.
Let me jump in. First right after this show. Let me woo-side you. Let me woo-side you on that one.
Deep breath, young Justin.
Two things out of me. I think in terms of the players in Detroit that he's talking about aren't necessarily getting help. I think you're talking about Cade. I think you're talking about Scuba. And I think you're talking about Aiden Hutchinson on the defensive side. But getting to this conversation, it seems like the writing has been on the wall because you look at, he called out Stevie Y. Todd McClellan called this team out. This is the same team that twice Dylan Larkin got in the fights and nobody came to have his back. Nobody rushed up to him. And it just seemed like they were trying to blame the leadership. Meanwhile, you couldn't get the younger players to do what they were supposed to do. You couldn't get the buy-in from the second and third lines. So this seems like this has nothing to do with Dylan Larkin because you saw him not even just this past year, Jay. 2 years ago, Team USA, you saw how he performed and how he played. In the Four Nations tournament, he played elite and he came back to a team. So I think the writing has been on the wall when you look at it from that standpoint.
Absolutely. And listen, there's already people in the chat who are saying that I'm capping for Larkin. I'm not capping for Larkin. I know who Larkin is as a player. Larkin's a very good player. He's a borderline all-star. He's a near point-per-game player. He is a very helpful player on a championship-level team. He was not a leader of a championship-level team, but he is an extremely good player. I have nothing but amazing things to say about him. For 10 years, he has given every single thing to this franchise.
Hell, on and off the ice, bro.
And we're talking about, Cade Cunningham. We ain't 2-26 bad type of stuff. Like that's where Dylan Larkin came from. Dylan Larkin came from playing with absolute nobodies, and him more than anyone. And I'm not speaking for him, but I can almost guarantee that he wanted it more than anyone else for it to be in this city. But at some certain point, you have to look at yourself and you have to look at what is around you, and you have to say, this is not working. This is not working, and the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And he can't do that with the Red Wings anymore, and I can't blame him as a fan. As a fan who has literally watched almost every single game of Dylan Larkin's career, I have no blame, no fault given to him for wanting to leave because he deserves to be valued on a championship-level franchise. He deserves to have a ring. He deserves to be respected in the role that he deserves to be playing on a team, and that is not what we had for him here in Detroit. And if you want to shit on him on the way out, that's your prerogative. I'll only have kind words to Dylan Larkin. I met him last summer. He's a great guy. He loves the fans. He's a U of M guy.
Yeah.
Dylan Larkin's the man.
I'm gonna come to Anson on this, but I would say two things. I think one, you're absolutely correct.
I hope this ain't on the organization, man.
I would say you're absolutely correct. When you look at it, for those out there talking about you don't need anybody, Connor McDavid's been the best player in the NHL for how long? And they've been talking about him needing players, him having to add extras to it, him not being able to win because he doesn't have enough.
Great point, Brad.
When you bring up Stevie Y, oh, captain, my captain, 19, the greatest captain ever, blah, blah, blah. How many countless studs did he play with? We don't even start naming the names. Chelio, Shanahan, you can just
Brad
go
Hall.
on and on and on and on. But he had
legitimately had one of the greatest teams in NHL history.
In multiple eras.
They were cheating.
And it's not comparable. No. Dylan Larkin has struggled to have line mates in his tenure here, like one singular, and then he finally got Lucas Raymond 3 years ago, and he played better, but he still hasn't even played with a full line in his NHL career of first line level players. You've never seen what he can do with that. And if he goes to a team like, God forbid, he goes to Vegas and he goes and plays with Mitch Marner, he could be a 90-point guy because Marner is also a 90-point guy. When he is the third option on a line, you will see how truly great he can be because he will have the support that he never had here.
So here's the question. We understand the Dylan Larkin side of it, and I 1,000% agree with you. What's the other side of it? It's the Red Wings side. Where do the Red Wings go from here? What can they get for Dylan Larkin, and what's the next move?
It's going to have to be there's either going to have to be a mutually beneficial trade to two parties. Maybe that is to, the Dallas Stars, who are in cap trouble, where they could use a guy who's on a good deal like Larkin. Larkin's on a very team-friendly contract, and they have a restricted free agent, Jason Robertson, who's a 100-point scorer. Maybe it's something like that. Maybe he's in the mix in an Austin Matthews trade. I don't know if that's even legitimate, because I don't think Larkin would waive his no-trade clause to go to Toronto. I think he would want to stay in the United States. I think he would want to go to a contender. It's a very difficult spot as a Red Wings organization, because, all right, are you, without Larkin on your roster, are you still 2-3 years away from competing? Probably not. Now you're probably looking at trading Larkin, trading DeBrincat. This is going to become a landslide effect on this roster. We wanted to talk about how no one was safe going into this offseason. Now truly no one is safe. This team without Larkin isn't competing for a playoff spot, no matter who you add, unless they are of the same caliber. I don't see it. This is going to turn into a retool. They're just talking about this offseason that they're going to need to re-up DeBrincat on an 8-year deal. Why the hell would DeBrincat sign for 8 years here? This team is now free falling back down to the bottom of the Eastern Conference that is already extremely difficult to compete in.
So here's the question: Is this the move? Is this the situation where now Stevie Yzerman is facing legitimate chance?
Let me get in on that. Because I want to piggyback on that.
Because now you look at the situation, it's no longer you can make excuses for Stevie Y.
Braylon, for sports, how many times has a captain asked out? Can you think of any captain? So captain,
I don't even want Dylan
captain,
Larkin
captain.
This example.
We literally have the ultimate captain as our GM, who now has his captain saying, "I want out." Okay, Stafford, there you go.
It's a It's a similar situation.
And now
I'm tired of it.
But that was at the beginning of a new regime. This might be at the end of this regime. This could be the beginning of the end.
It's hard. It's hard enough to keep your job through one rebuild. How about two? We're about to start two. I mean, we're
they'll call it a retool.
Yeah,
but it's a rebuild.
But you don't get a rebuild.
It's a rebuild
and a retool.
Nope.
Or a retool / rebuild. We're getting to the extent where he better make a great move in this Larkin deal if he can, because he doesn't have any of the leverage because he requested the trade, and his young prospects now. Shit, I'm on my hands and knees praying that these young prospects work again, because that's where we're at again. You thought it was bad last year in free agency? You had Nicolas Ehlers, who is a B-level player, tell you, I don't even want to interview with your team. Wow. You guys are so ass. I'm not even interested. And now it's going to get even worse, because now the only connection that anyone's ever been talking about to bring a player to Detroit is the USA connection with Dylan Larkin.
Yeah.
Guess what? Now that's gone. Genuinely, me and Spenny are about to get into it. We're probably going to start right after this at 4, but we're supposed to be 4:15. Woodward Wings tap in. We're going to
it's going to be a hot episode, boy.
I'll get into detail
hot
on that. We were about to talk about trade targets to make this team into a contender. I had 3 trades lined up.
We're
selling the farm now.
Rip it up.
Real Cream of Reed in the chat. He says,
smash the like button, y'all.
He says, yay, I love rebuilds. And Dante151 with the super chat, he says, trade him to Vegas. I do want to get your opinion here. I'm sure you're going to talk about it plenty more on your show here just coming up. Woodward Wings. What do you have to get for him?
It's a good question.
You have to get a certain level of return.
You do. And you need return.
But the problem is, not to cut you off, the problem is, when teams know that the player wants out,
yes,
they can't get as much.
Exactly. And now you're probably not looking at a guy who's useful to you in the window of this year to the next 3 years. You're probably looking at a guy who's helping you in 3 to 5 years. So you're most likely looking at prospects down the line, and at that point, you're just throwing a coin in the river and hoping it sticks. I genuinely, we are going to, it's going to be a rough couple of years.
So is this, you put this on ownership or on Stevie Y? Ownership or Yzerman?
Both.
Well, because the chat's putting it overwhelmingly on ownership. Nobody wants to hold Yzerman accountable.
You have to hold Yzerman accountable.
Here's a question: Is it putting it on both because they also blame the ownership for the Tigers?
To see, that's a good point.
We might have 2 stars leaving, bro.
Oh,
yeah. What in the world is going on? After they were the ones, this family used to be the reason why we had major stars signing here.
That's right.
Those were the ones that could break that whole mythological Detroit doesn't get stars nonsense. And now you come another generation forward, and they could be the reason why stars are leaving.
Why do I want to come join your organization when your captain doesn't feel respected?
Exactly.
Wait, say that again, bro.
Why do I want to join your organization when your captain of 10 years doesn't feel valued and no longer wants to be a part of this shit show that you guys have been putting on? Why would I join you?
Why would you buy season tickets? Steve-O, baby, in the chat. I am so effing pissed right now, Anson. This is a Waterford guy. Listen, Dylan Larkin, to your point, not only do we love him, but what he did this summer for Team USA, and now your captain wants out.
So you can lead legitimately the best players in the world, but you can't lead the Detroit Red Wings. That doesn't sound like that's a me problem.
That's right.
Spenny just had a great point. Everyone hates Dylan Larkin until Andrew Kopp is your 1C. And man. I just want that to sink in.
Even the casuals understand that.
I want that to sink in because you're
that's not even fun.
Tap in for Woodward Wings. It's going to be fireworks, guys.
Everyone thinks that, Dylan Larkin's not a 1C. Dylan Larkin can't be the best center on the team. Oh, well, now he's not even going to be on the team. Yeah. And we have no centers. So, yeah, when we're in a really rough spot, I mean, we're looking at, another 3 years before we're contending for a playoff spot again, probably. That's where I'm feeling right now. I'll have more. I'm going to save some of my thoughts till 4:15, and I'm going to take a sec as well to just sit with my thoughts, process, because this is a very raw reaction. But, man, I don't blame you, Dylan Larkin. I blame ownership and management. And we'll see you in the next one.
They do as well. Right now, that
Shout out to
poll
my boy
is up.
Justin Satawa.
Shout out
Hockey Elite.
Join Red Wings. Woodward Red Wings, 4:15. It's coming up, and it's going to be, as you see,
fire.
It's going to be dynamic. It's going to be full of fire. Do we have any commercial breaks that we need to get through before the last
do.
part? So, yeah,
definitely do.
We're talking. What are we talking? Baseball when we come back?
No, we're going to
College
talk about
football?
No, we're not. You're
Field
trying to
field hockey?
No, what we're going to talk about when we
Highlight?
get back, where you guys were dead ass
Putt-putt?
wrong. Where you guys were dead ass wrong. That's it got
talking
quiet.
ball
in here.
golf when we come back?
Yeah, dead ass wrong. That's what we're gonna talk
B-Lad
when we
is
get back.
distraught right now, man. He just hit our group chat.
Shout out to B-Lad, man.
Shout out
Hey,
B-Lad.
prayers,
Our prayers
with
and hearts.
you, my guy. You know that 100%. Let's pay some bills and come back and finish up with. Oh man, that is tough. That is tough. When you listen to Justin Satawa lay it out like he laid it, there's really not much you can say to that.
He crushed it.
There's really not much you can say to that.
Man.
Let's hear from Mortgage Pros. We're about to have a lot of Anson at reads, and we'll double it with Anson.
Hell yeah. Listen, you guys saw us on Friday. We were out at Mortgage Pros' 4th annual block party. Do you want to change your life? Do you want to bust through the ceiling above your head and start making those 6 figures? Mortgage Pros is your way to do it. The energy, vibes, and culture over there were second to none. I have 3 friends that work over there. It's not only changed their lives, but they absolutely love going to work. So if you're ready for a change, you want to bust through that ceiling and change your life, get in touch with Mortgage Pros. They're in Troy. You can reach them at 248-416-1361. Do it today.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around. Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports. Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports.
Hey, I'm excited about this one because tell me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kool-Aid. I remember Rip Hamilton talking about these guys a lot back in the day, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Yaldo Eye Center. These guys have been leading the state when it comes to taking care of your eyes. Over 30 years, over 100,000 procedures. They are the experts and they are trusted. LASIK surgery, painless, takes just 8 minutes, and the recovery is so fast that most patients are seeing 20/20 the very next day. My dad did it. One of my best friends did it. They all swear by LASIK. Right now, you can take advantage of their summer promotion. Just $16.99 per eye, regardless of your prescription. It's a one-time investment that will save you thousands of dollars on glasses and contacts in the long run, and really just let you live the way you did your whole life for the rest of your life. Wake up with clear vision. Book your consultation today with Yaldo Eye Center. You can reach them at yaldoeyecenter.com/1699 to take advantage of that special. Oh, boys, something's about to return.
Talk about it. One of the most epic things we've ever done in Woodward Sports history.
Get masks, collars, and ball gags. That's right. The Heavy Subathon is back! This is one of the most epic events we have ever had in Woodward Sports. But listen, pack a lunch, bring a pillow. You're going to be there for a long, long time. It starts at 5 p.m. Friday, June 19th. And the heavyweights will be doing it once again. They will be putting together their subathon. And listen, they're going live. Like I said, each time you donate, it adds more time to their clock. So like I said, be prepared. They're going to be going all night. I think they went for 16 hours last time. You hold the power with this one. How long they will be stuck on camera? Completely up to you. Let's keep them all weekend, guys. June 19th.
Break last record. We have to.
Oh, we're
this
breaking
one
that.
has to be
No
longer.
doubt
No
about it.
pause.
We'll have plenty more information leading up to it. That is June 19th. Starting at 5 p.m. Woodward Sports. Clock is ticking.
Hey, we back to Anson's displeasure.
Oh, we're talking highlight, right?
Shout out to those peasants.
Disc golf?
Disc golf, huh? That was popular about 5 years
Let's
ago.
talk Wolverine football, guys.
Go blue. Hey, right?
Let's go blue.
No, we're not talking any of that. We're talking about the New York Knicks defeated the San Antonio
He got
Spurs
serious real
last night. No, 100%, because you guys have been telling me Spurs, the Knicks suck.
I told you the Knicks were going to win because the NBA wanted them to win.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it. The Knicks have now won 9 games in a row, including beating the Spurs in San Antonio. What say you? You guys, what say you? Knicks in 5, Spurs in 5, Spurs sweep. But now all of a sudden everybody's quiet. Now all of a sudden nobody got anything to say.
The NBA Knicks in 7. I did say that. I don't believe they're the better team at all.
Right.
Did you see the tip-off? Did you see the tip-off?
Yeah.
Okay, that's illegal. What Cat did is illegal. You can't steal the tip, all right? And the rest of the game was the same way. Oh, and did you see the 8 heads of the NBA sitting courtside? That's crazy. Yeah. And then did you see the last play with about a minute left when there was still a ball game, 2-point game?
Yeah.
Somebody smacks the ball. Mr. De'Aaron Fox smacks the ball out of their Knicks' hand so hard that it hit the floor and bounced 10 feet up in the air. You know how that happens? When you hit the ball clean. And even the announcer, he goes, they called a foul on that one. No replay. No talk about it. Not even mentioning they're out of reviews and challenges. They just went straight to the line. Now it's a 4-point game, and it was essentially over. Listen, there were so many moments in that game where it was choreographed, and it just disgusted me. I got to hear from Mazaway from New Jersey and all of these. You know how many people message me about the Peasants? Yeah. No, they are the Peasants. Braylon, you push back all you want on me, but that game absolutely affirmed everything that I think about that city and their trash peasant fan base. I'll tell you what. Next year, when we welcome them to Detroit, if anybody sells their front row seats to Spike Loser Lee or even my guy Gary V, I'm telling you, you lose your Detroit card. F them Peasants. What you got, Bray?
Braylon is disappointed.
What you got, Bray?
No, I'm not disappointed. It's just more like this. NBA has not just started being like this. I think the conversation is this because you don't like the Knicks. I think the conversation is we don't like the Knicks here. So I don't like the Knicks. Like, even though I'm up here talking,
worst basketball
I don't like
out
them either. But the NBA has been like this. The calls, the refs, Scott Foster, you know he's attending. Some BS is going to happen. He was in attendance last night. I saw some of that stuff 100%. I saw the tip. I saw the De'Aaron Fox play. I saw Jalen Brunson double dribble, and it didn't get called in the fourth quarter because my TV glitched.
Dude.
I legitimately looked, and I said, wait a minute.
You saw that too.
I said, wait a minute. Oh, he was on the left side, at the top of the key on the perimeter, right by the out of bounds. Like, he double dribbled. They didn't call it. Shot a three. The three almost went in. They got the rebound. They got a foul. Cat gets to the free throw line and gets 2 free throws. So I did see that. But the OKC Thunder benefited from that type stuff too. So did the Denver Nuggets. So did the Jason Tatum-led Boston Celtics. This is just what the NBA is.
Yeah, it's a chosen team.
It
is what the NBA is, and it's disgusting.
But I will say this, though. Don't act like the Spurs went up 16 with 5 minutes left in the third.
I need pure psych.
Don't act like they weren't up 16.
Honestly, like, when we got into it about the whole Wolverine asterisk thing, and people are like, oh, you'd love it. Because Sean Belichick says, hey, my Spartans can cheat and I'll be happy about it. I don't ever want to win that way. I don't ever want to win that way. And I was adamant about that. Listen, if I found out that my team won because they cheated, I don't want it. If you're a Peasants fan and you respect the brand of basketball that your garbage squad pukes all over the floor for 48 damn minutes, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. You're probably a peasant. You probably live in a 480 square foot box that you pay $2,200 a month for. And you're a peasant. You go to work by rats and you can't figure it out. You're about to burn your city down after Adam Silver gives you a championship you don't deserve. I'm so disgusted by this. And then I got to hear from Tommy Mazaway. I already told you they were going to win, Tommy Mazaway. I don't need to hear it from you. I'm so puked out over the Peasants.
Release!
I'm going to go stand flannel in this bitch. I need your side.
He's starting right.
I'm not going to pound the table. We don't need any more of that.
I got to say, when I got the text at 11:20 from Bass last night, he hit us both up.
And it was just to you and me, too. Asshole. I love the guy, but can't stand him right now.
Look at Brian.
So glad. I came in late today. He was in today. I'm so glad I missed his ass. So glad I missed your ass, man. Son of a gun.
I got nothing, man. Between Justin on Dylan Larkin and you on the Peasants, I got nothing.
I got tears in my eyes, man.
Thank you, K. Joby. Chill, they didn't win it yet, man. Don't do this. That's right. They're still the Peasants until 53 comes to an end. And there's a man named Victor. Come on, baby. Come on, Wimby. I hate the Spurs, but I still need you to do this.
We got some super chats
Put
coming
the damn Peasants in the hole.
Good job,
Bury him. Give me the Undertaker, Cam.
It's on
Give
you,
it to me.
Kool-Aid. What are your thoughts? Can I get a rational conversation? Like, what do you?
What's unrational about this? Just because I'm yelling, Braylon.
That part. that part.
Lamborghini, $10 super chat. Shout out, Maz.
When I knew that the Knicks were going to have the route to the finals they did, and there is something else here that I talked about, and I started seeing it brewing early in the playoffs, and I was like, uh-oh. Because our defense was pretty good last year, right? Jalen Brunson even said really good. No one's ever defended me like Osar Thompson. And it mattered not, based on a little of what Conspiracy Anson's talking about, and a little bit of Jalen Brunson has been a growing cheat code. And in this playoffs,
that's the thing,
nobody has been able to slow him. Every matchup, every superstar.
Thank you.
Why? And it's just Jalen Brunson has gone to a level that I have to admit, when we're talking about dead A wrong,
Thank you.
It's on that. I didn't know he was this type of superstar.
So I'm glad you said.
I'm just being honest with you.
I'm glad you said that. Like, look, two things can be true. Look, the refs are the refs. The NBA is they're going to manipulate.
A little bit of conspiracy Anson is right.
It is. I saw that double dribble. I saw the tip off. Like, I saw the travel. I saw the foul that wasn't a foul. Like, I saw these things. So 100%.
so glad.
But damn it, I also saw Jalen Brunson, and it brings back a conversation that I wanted to have on this show. I wanted it to be a segment, but it doesn't need a segment. It could be 2 minutes right now. Somebody posed a question to Jeff Teague, and they were having a conversation, and the conversation was, would you take Kyrie Irving or would you take Jalen Brunson? Would you take prime Kyrie or would you take prime Jalen Brunson?
Kyrie after he accepts the vax.
No, hear me out. Hear me out. Would you take prime Kyrie? No jokes. This ain't jokes. Would you take prime Kyrie or would you take Jalen Brunson? For me to answer it, this is exactly how it went. It was an easy answer. It was a no-brainer. Then it was a thought, and then I changed my mind. Kyrie Irving is the most skilled basketball player that's probably ever played this game in terms of what he is now. There's no disrespect to Jordan or anybody.
Don't you dare say this.
You don't even know what I'm going to say.
I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
You're going to say Brunson.
Yes, I am. Because realistically, just hear me out.
I'm listening.
He's a clutch player of the year from last year.
No, he ain't clutch player of the year from last year. He's been clutch player of the year the last 4 years in the NBA. When you look at what Kyrie is, who is one of the best players that I've been a fan of, he's the most skilled player that I've been a fan of. But Kyrie Irving had LeBron James, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, all these players on the teams he played on. So every time he was on a team, he probably was either the best player, tied for the best player, or number 2. He's never just been himself and done what he's done. Jalen Brunson has led the New York Knickerbockers, whatever you want to call them, a team that was in the dumps of despair, regardless of the refs or not, to the NBA Finals where they are 1 game up on the San Antonio Spurs. And he is a leader, and you can count him on all the time. He is always there. I still love Kyrie more, but who would I choose? I would choose Jalen Brunson because there's something about that championship pedigree in Villanova, the Wildcats. We don't want to talk about the refs. We want to talk, but give those guys credit. They know how to play in clutch moments. They know how to win. I'm taking Jalen Brunson in that situation. Who would I rather one-on-one? It's Kyrie Irving. Who am I more of a fan of? It's Kyrie Irving. Who would I take if I'm starting an organization? It's Jalen Brunson.
Now you got fans wanting us to go after Kyrie in the offseason.
I wouldn't mind that either.
What's the over-under tomorrow night? What's the over-under tomorrow night, Kool-Aid? See if you can look this up.
Spurs are going to win by 40.
No, the over-under on winks from Jalen Brunson to the refs, 4.5.
Oh. Is that on Kelsey?
Bro, do you watch the dude laying on the ground, the way that he laughs and winks? I mean, it's disgusting shit. It absolutely. If you grew up on 80s basketball and you are watching this, it's like you've been taken through a time warp into idiocracy. I mean, it is just disgusting. Yeah, it was so hard to finish that game even watching it.
But that's sports, though. That's every single sport. They're not what they were in the 80s. They're not what they were in the 90s. It's not ref the same. It's not called the same. There was no sports gambling betting legally.
You are so
all
right.
All those things are different, so I can't judge it the same.
Hey, speaking,
because I hate Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and you love him.
I don't love him.
I can't stand
him. I love J-Dub. Speaking of guys who like to.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got the same treatment Jalen Brunson got, but you don't give that. You won't make the same conversation because you love OKC and you love J-Dub.
Are we to highlight yet?
It's the same thing.
Listen, speaking of guys who like to call me out of nowhere after their team wins,
4 o'clock too, by the
nitty gritty.
No, y'all are cooking.
Nitty gritty with a $5 super chat. I do love this one, and I think it's the perfect way to end things. Bray is right, and that's why the NBA hates the Pistons.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
They were never supposed to win. They've always bucked trends and always won their own way.
They always restart the universe, so to speak.
That's right.
It's like,
they start new rules.
It's like, damn it, the Pistons are good again. Well, we got to change the rules and we got to change the NBA.
Can we just start fighting about the Peasants first thing tomorrow? Because they love this shit.
I'm with it.
Hey, I saw these likes jump too.
Yeah,
smash that like button before y'all go.
Look, man, we appreciate you guys for tuning into the show, man. Look, man, stay tuned. Stay tuned, because Spinny and Jay are about to go off at 4:15. Woodward, Red Wings. Stay tuned. This is Woodward Sports 2.0 from my boy
2.0, baby. Let's go.
Sweet Potato Cam, from my boy Kool-Aid. Sure. For the angry one on the desk, the Detroit Heckler. We are the Braylon Edwards Show, and we'll see you tomorrow. Stay tuned. It's about to go down.
Eisman's in the lead, too, as it relates to that blame for Larkin requesting the trade.
Woodward Wings. Stay tuned, guys.
Watch it.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.